So this is the second
No,
podcast.
hey, bhai, don't text. Hey, काट दे भाई. Hello, Unengineers, and welcome to the 30th episode of the Unengineered podcast, where we are trying to experiment with the format a little and get some guests who are not 100% into tech, but maybe their profession or their interests coincide or overlap with tech, and we're going to try to explore that. Today we have with us a very good friend of mine, Atharva Gupte. He's an engineer turned advertising person, and he's very much into watching TV shows, making content around them, and he's a pop culture head, basically. And he's gotten a lot of attention for his great ideas online. That's all I'm going to talk about him. But yes, welcome Atharva to episode to Unengineered. Let's go finally.
Yep.
Uh,
So I
Thank you
just
so
realized
much.
ये episode 29 है कि 30 हमें पता नहीं है because last episode mess up हो गया था. So I don't know इसके पहले release हो रहा है कि बाद में. तो
Yeah.
29 30
देख लो
ठीक है.
आप देख लो
हाँ.
भाई क्या सीन है.
This-
I like how the degree of experimenting has gone to the fact that हमें पता नहीं कौन से नंबर का episode
कौन सा
है.
episode? Dude, that is so true. We have like okay, not only was last time का mess up ऐसा कि we can't cover it up editing में. It was on another level. Like we don't have footage of the other
Of the
person.
guest.
जब हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, बात कर रहे
बीच
हैं.
बीच में हम लोग के पास फुटेज ही नहीं है गेस्ट का भाई, तो गलत सीन हो गया था. बट यस
So Gupte was in advertising, right?
Yeah, we'll start-
I have messed up his feed so many times कि I think he's pissed off. Let's say कि क्या यार कोई याद
because the thing is, Gupta is obviously from my college, that's why I know him. Advait is also from my college, and तो मैं और गुप्ते बहुत ऐसे ही करते थे, एक्सपेरिमेंट करते थे with our social handles in college, and that's what Advait knows us as कि oh ये लोग social media market
Yeah.
है, but obviously Gupte has transited.
So I remember the first time I saw Gupte's work. Okay, it was some Burger King का advertising thingy,
Oh भाई
and
flat हो
I
गया था वो.
thought I thought it was a mad over marketing का post. So I liked it and stuff, and I went ahead. And फिर मैं बहुत लोगों की stories पे देखा था कि ये post फालतू ही क्यों वायरल जा रहा है. मतलब it was a nice post, but mad over marketing का
फालतू में
mad over marketing का सारा post था nice.
हाँ
And then I saw Gupte की story पे, तभी मैं tag देखा नीचे अथर्व गुप्ते देखा था. I'm like, okay, it is not mad over marketing का post because okay. At this point, we all have recognized कैसा page, कैसा format में post बनाता है.
Yeah.
So we all just see the post and not the profile.
correct.
And I was shocked how good that post was. We might put it here somewhere. Link में या कहीं तो we'll just slide through it.
Let's see, yeah.
But it was amazing.
It
And
was, it
I
was.
don't get blown away very easily with people's work. Like I'm the one, I'll save my ऐसा, oh my god, this is amazing वाला judgment for the truly ऐसा great work.
अद्वैत का बहुत
And
बड़ा है
the-
बेसिकली. उससे बड़ा बहुत कम लोग हैं. Nothing.
So the next 2-3 posts I saw, it was ऐसा काफी ज़्यादा amazing to the point where I was like, आप एक सौ लेना ही पड़ेगा पहले से तो.
फिर मैं बोला नहीं भाई पैसा बहुत लगेगा उसके लिए.
Oh fuck. Guys,
You
ऐसा
can't
मत
afford
करो
it,
यार.
sorry.
I'm kidding. But
Yeah.
yes, Atharva, can you, now that Advait has talked about you too much, can you talk about yourself a little?
Yeah. Firstly, I want to say that thank you for having me. This is the closest that I've come to tech, and मैंने engineering किया है, but I think this is the closest that I've come to tech, and yeah, I hopefully will be able to talk about it. But I feel I am one of the few people who actually a lot of us do extracurriculars in college, right? But I was one of the few ones who didn't do anything in engineering, and thankfully I'm doing the same thing, the same extracurricular stuff at a much bigger level and with brands. So yeah. So basically,
That's
I work as a copywriter now, as a full-time copywriter at one of India's
Flex.
best agencies.
Flex.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, and I think for someone who had no clue about advertising, when I was in my second year or third year, I think I want to thank Atik first of all, because uska platform hai. Because I swear Advait, bro, if it wasn't for people like Atik, I wouldn't have been where I was. And yeah, but again, Atik helped me become who I am today. He told me, bro, you are amazing. Just do what you want to do. and मैं देखता हूँ बाकी का stuff and like carried me through
Oh.
competitions, lunch breaks. I don't know.
I think we both deserve equal credit for it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just like, बस ऐसे ही कर रहा है.
Damn, that's nice. That shows their friendship, how close they are. Because
Yeah.
wait, you both are the duo, right? College में, like one can't exist without the other. Atik के साथ Gupte and Gupte के साथ Atik. Like I know you guys are the duo.
I mean, हम लोग 6 महीना हो गया मिलके तो I think.
I don't blame Advait for thinking that way because I didn't have a lot like मैं बहुत कम लोगों के साथ घूमता था कॉलेज में, ठीक है.
So what company are you working in? कुछ chutney, web chutney, हाँ.
Yeah, Dentsu web chutney.
हाँ.
I work like so. What they do is they handle social media accounts for brands. That's what they do in a nutshell. But like the original work of a digital agency is much beyond that. Like it's like it involves digital campaigns. Then like advertising is so much beyond like you know a social
Instagram.
media post, likes, Twitter, etc.
Oh,
And it's so much different than that. Matlab,
Because that is the only layer we see, right? Like what we see is what comes out on social and stuff, but there is so much work that is put behind the scenes to get to that point. And there is
Bahut,
a campaign.
Insane, bro. Insane.
If I'm not wrong, a brand comes to you if you want to run an advertising campaign or something like that.
So how it happens in agencies is that like firstly you have to have a personal brand. Like अगर तुम लोग start कर रहे हो like agency, you need to have a personal brand to attract clients.
Correct. You need to show what you can do.
Yeah, exactly. You need to have a strong portfolio. कि मतलब देख मैं वेसिट का अकाउंट मैनेज किया for 2 years and I made it from 0 to 1000.
Correct.
I can do that for you also.
Correct.
So
Good example.
Nice plug.
yeah. So once you do that, brands see that you have done something, and then they approach your agency. Then there's a pitch where you have to pitch for the brand. That is a huge process because you have to make a proper PowerPoint presentation.
It's like hundreds of slides, right?
Exactly.
Huh?
And
Yeah,
matlab,
yeah.
you have to tell the brand managers that this is what we can do for you. This is the problems that we can solve. This is the problem your brands have. Okay. This is what your competition is doing. This is how we can do it. Like this is our strategy. This is our creatives, and this is our team. And this is what we have worked on before. So and we know, and basically convince them that you know the brand. Okay.
Correct.
Tomorrow, if
Okay.
Unengineered is my brand, okay, I am pitching for Unengineered and I want to like make a proper social media strategy for them. So I need to know the brand well, and I have to convince the co-founders, the brand managers, everyone that you are giving me your money and that's in good hands, and हम लोग तुम लोग को पक्का output दे सकते हैं. So that is pitching. Then you get the account, and once you get the account, there's a team of account managers, strategists, copywriters, art people who work on the account together to put out whatever content,
Relevant
whatever
content.
campaigns that are taking place.
Okay, and if your pitch fails for some reason, the brand is like, okay, nahi, then you don't get anything like that entire pitch.
No.
is gone.
Yeah,
It's gone, if I'm not wrong. They don't pay you for
Yeah.
pitching, right?
That's
Yeah.
what my question was.
The thing is, if I'm not wrong, they spent like months and several
Yeah.
weeks creating that pitch because
Yeah.
there's so much research that goes into it. If you
That
don't know
is
the brand, you have to research
okay, are you
about
not
the
allowed
brand.
to review
exactly,
the
dude.
No, it's pagal hai.
But I think also like you can recycle the ideas that you pitch for a brand. Okay, like
Obviously, wo to
हाँ.
hai.
it's not like completely waste ही गया मेरा.
Obviously.
But
brand?
Maybe
I
you
think-
can rework it and pitch it to similar other brands.
exactly.
So that's
Okay,
good.
and how many clients does an agency manage? Like, I assume it won't be a set hundreds of years, but
I think 20. I don't know the number. I can't say the number because I don't know the number, so I don't want to like speculate and get a call from HR. But
नहीं मालूम basically. ठीक है.
हाँ. But yeah, that's what I do. And apart from that, I think my entire thinking has been shaped from the fact that I watch a lot of content. Like, if Atik is the kind of person who unfollows people because they post a lot of spam content from their personal life, I am the kind of person who follows them for that, because that for me is some kind of an inspiration. Like, bro, like a person is sharing a story about this because he or she finds that exciting. And I think that is something that keeps me going. Ki matlab, bro, people are so fucking different on social.
You guys are like two different people social media pe.
No, not
One is
exactly.
very-
Not exactly, but
You're very conservative with what you give people. Like I said, you're giving them your attention.
I'm very, I'm like that.
It's
I'm like that.
Properly.
I'm conservative with my attention. Let's put it that way. Let's put it. But I don't mind, like, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब the only difference that he watches a lot of content and I don't. Compared to him, I watch a lot less content.
सोचना क्या अच्छा लगे if your boss catches you watching Netflix, you're like, it's just for work, bro.
I don't watch Netflix for work, dude. I wish I had Netflix or something like that, but I don't. So yeah.
He watches, I don't know what he watches for.
But you're supposed to come up with references this way, right?
Yeah, of course.
So
of course.
They will expect you to watch content, right?
Yeah, but that's not the job, okay? That's not what I do.
Don't.
My job is like.
Yeah, it's not what they say on Twitter. It's not watching videos and making. It's not like that. Okay?
Like Advait, like to put it this way, no, I'll follow a lot of 17 to 18-year-olds on Twitter. Okay, not because like, matlab, I want them to follow me back, but because like they are the people that we are targeting, and like I like to see the way they they take up trends, they tweet their craft, and matlab, brands will do copywriting like it's the 80s and like still get likes because they like promote the post, but like doing it organically is damn difficult. So
because
Mm.
you want these popular 17 to 18-year-olds to engage with your content.
Yeah.
Because they are target audience, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and they're so volatile, dude. You can't predict them. मतलब देखो क्या ही पता क्या चाहिए. मतलब you don't know what you want. How do you expect 18-year-old to know what they want on social?
And how do you expect a corporate agency to know what 18 to 18-year-old?
And corporate agencies are by structure very rigid, right? And the 18 to be 17 years old, they're just moving from trend to trend. So, जब तक एक corporate structure comes to a trend, it's too late already. So I feel like the brand.
So that's where I think.
That,
yeah, correct. That's a very good point. But that's where I think that's what differentiates the agencies. If you're an agency, you can keep up with the trends and you have a team that's dynamic enough to create content like this. Then
Yeah,
at the top of the
exactly.
game. That's it. I think that's what.
There are people जिनका job है to identify trends that happen. मतलब
Correct.
wake up and see Twitter पे क्या trend हो रहा है, YouTube पे क्या trend हो रहा है, Google search trends पे क्या trend हो रहा है, and this is not even like people are paid to do that.
I actually did something similar, but I had to go to Google Trends every day and like write a blog on what was trending. And dude, Google Trends is the weirdest trends ever because there's UPSC exams trending, there's railway exams trending, and it's very weird. So it's difficult to sometimes write blogs on that. But Twitter and Instagram, YouTube are easier to make like content.
So how do you find Twitter and Is there Google पे तो Google Trends का एक page है, Twitter and Instagram पे is this the
There's a trending page,
trending वाला page.
Yeah.
Twitter पे भी है and
Dude, उधर कुछ भी trend होता रहता है. Is anyone not monitoring that page? Because एक दिन पहले मैंने कुछ I can't even say it इधर अभी.
The thing is that all that is generated by bots or anything, right? But like Twitter can't stop it also because matlab, it's their policy, right? Like they are a platform to make trends go up and yeah. So if they interfere in this, then they're sort of like cancelling on their own points.
मेरा internal intuition would be कि let everything trend except the controversial content that might get your platform in trouble.
फिर तो भाई तुम्हारे प्लेटफॉर्म लोग छोड़ के चले जाएंगे. कुछ होता ही नहीं, प्लेटफॉर्म पे बोरिंग है ऐसा.
मैं फ्री स्पीच के लिए आया था, बट यहाँ पे फ्री स्पीच नहीं है.
फ्री पे नहीं, करेक्ट.
ऐसा.
What are your opinion on bots though? Like Twitter and Instagram.
My opinion.
Like in general सबका आती opinions. Like bots specifically इसके लिए. So we all know ऐसा वो नाम रहता है, there are some numbers at the end के ad पे. Like that is how you kind of recognize a bot, and they're just spamming all this like violent stuff and stuff. So there are good bots too, but there are bad bots too. So what are your opinions on bots? Should bots be allowed on a platform?
For me, it's very simple, dude. Like if it serves my purpose, then yes. If it doesn't, then.
But how do you? That's the thing, right? How do you classify what's?
So basically, if it serves a purpose which is not harming people, it's fine, I guess. If it's not like spreading lies or something, if it's not harmful to someone, what's the problem?
But that's the thing, right? It's very complicated to figure out what is harming.
There are many bots. There are many bots which tweet out useful stuff from time to time. Like there's a reminder bot which reminds me to drink water and take my eyes off the screen on my Twitter timeline.
I think I was just talking about those bots.
The spam bots.
White wala ho gaya. वो तो white wala. There is a bot which I follow which updates me कि year का हर percentage खत्म हो गया. Like 10% of the year, 11% of the year.
Why would you give yourself? Why would you give yourself anxiety?
I just love that, dude. I just love that. So 46% of the year, cool. I mean, still haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah, exactly. What the heck? Why would you want to know that?
Like, I love that bot. But okay, I'm talking about a spam wala bots. If you go to any journalist, right, उसके comment section, you'll find a lot of bots. I'm telling you.
Telling you to buy stuff or linking.
No, I can't even tell what they're telling you.
Okay, fine.
But okay.
अब उसमें opinions क्या है, bro? अभी है वो है हमारे opinions.
You're talking about bots that amplify a message or something, right? मतलब, or that like I don't know, bump up the propaganda on the algorithm.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
Like just the topic I said, I don't think a lot of people were talking about it. It was just bot spamming Twitter and then it kept taking the topic and stuff.
Cool. Since we are talking about bots and social media, I want to go into the next topic, which is where the intersection of pop culture and technology happens, which is kind of what is happening in this podcast right now as well. So let's take that figuratively as well.
Yeah.
Atharva, what are your thoughts on? Yeah.
Bro, I think it's everywhere, dude. Like, I think our entire behavior was influenced by pop culture before, and technology has made it so much better because I think before, like when we were small, तभी मेरे लिए
pop culture was what was on TV, I guess.
Yeah, of course, TV and movies, right? मेरे को वही है बस.
Same.
And at that time there was this 100 crore Bollywood club, okay, like any film which used to go into the 100 crore club, which was like a great film. I thought to be famous you need to make a film or like
Correct.
Be a Kapoor or anything like that.
So that was our perspective back then of what fame is.
Yeah,
because that's what our technology and that limited us to experiencing, I guess.
Exactly, dude.
So that was it for us.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then I come in college, okay, Advait, and I see people like Atik who are making podcasts on YouTube, okay, and they are
still not famous.
They were getting known for it in college, okay. I'm pretty sure it wasn't famous, but he was known for it, and I was like, fuck. Like, YouTube was there from a long time, but I didn't see how it decentralized the whole thing into something that, like, films with budgets like with 100 million were there, and they were still being flopped, but like a person with a camera was probably having like 1 million subscribers, and that was freaking fantastic. Like,
correct.
Creating equal opportunity.
Basically, barrier to entry got reduced काफी ज़्यादा.
Yeah. बहुत ज़्यादा, dude.
Correct.
And I think
good.
It's also led to a lot of discussions around this. People are experiencing content like more than ever right now. Like I think there's some million hours of content being uploaded on YouTube every day, and it's crazy. Like इतना content है मैंने देखा भी नहीं है.
Yeah,
and पहले it was like I had to wait for the next episode of Tarak Mehta because I didn't have anything else to watch.
And I think it's created an entire new genre of what pop culture is, right? It's created pockets of pop culture. So, for example, if you are a PewDiePie fan, right? For you, PewDiePie ka content is pop culture. And you have a subreddit in which you discuss that pop culture with other fellow PewDiePie pop culture lovers. So it's like it's created pockets of pop culture. There's no like, there's very few umbrella pop cultures जिसके अंदर सब लोग हैं. Big Boss and TV is one of them. TV is still one of the most like widest reaching audience. Instagram reels छोड़ दो भाई, सबसे ज़्यादा reach तो TV पे, ठीक है? Why do you think Carrie Minati wants to work in Bollywood? Reach, सबको चाहिए reach, ठीक है?
Agreed, dude.
That was a lyric from a song, but okay, you guys didn't understand.
I think also another intersection is like ये मैं हर बार बोलता हूँ, but because Netflix as a product कितना amazing product है, and जब भी मेरे को पता चला that they personalize their thumbnails according to a person's watch history, मेरा दिमाग हिल गया. I was like, this is influencing pop culture at its best. मतलब इससे ऊपर तो नहीं शायद.
And how did you get to know that they do that thumbnail or thing? I like asking people how they got to know stuff.
I honestly don't remember, but like probably someone must have told me, and then फिर मैं जाके research किया, and I was like, holy shit, this explains a lot about my life. And yeah, dude.
Even like YouTube is experimenting with custom thumbnails. So
I don't know if it will be for the better or for the
thumbnail they'll make themselves with pura video देख के they're experimenting.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. But that kind of brings me to my next point is everyone is wanting our attention right now, right? Like everything. And as an advertiser, does it make your life as a bit hard कि पहले टीवी पे ad पक्का देखने ही वाले लोग, but now someone can just scroll past your ad that you worked on for 10 days के लिए. So
yeah, but that's the
what
thing,
do you
no,
think about that?
मतलब that's where I come in, and that's my skill set, that I have to make sure that it's not just like a scroll. Okay, it's not a scroll. It's supposed to be more than a scroll. And TV ads ka the thing is that you are Google, you are a brand like Facebook. Okay, Facebook is a big brand. They do a lot of things. How can your entire brand's legacy be in a 30-second ad that you watch in between your soap drama?
Wow.
It has to be more than that. And पता है लोग skip करेंगे मेरे को, but like there will be times when people won't skip and they'll watch it if it's good enough. Okay, and that's the thing about advertising. मतलब it's not only a post; it's about so much more. मतलब how can you create more valuable experiences online rather than offline? And people like Atik, people like you, people like me, we know the internet very well. Like because हम लोग हमारा पूरा life इस पे spend किया है, right?
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah, so the best people to do this is people like us, and that's the challenge. Like I know we're seeking attention and we're not getting it also, but sometimes like that's the challenge. We have to get the attention somehow, and if we are successful in getting it, then good for us. And it's not through a post.
Your ticket.
And it's just not a post, okay? Like तू कुछ भी करेगा ना, मतलब तू सोच रहा है कि post है हम लोग ignore करेगा, but like every single place you go, you will see that like मतलब okay, I'll explain you this concept, okay? Do you know branded content? What branded content means?
Go ahead, explain it to the viewers.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so
just give me the formal definition because I think हम दोनों के दिमाग में कुछ तो है.
There is no formal definition.
Yeah, exactly. There is no branded content is something that AIB used to do, okay? Matlab, there is advertising, which is like selling the product to the consumers. There is branded content where you tell people about the brand, okay? Like I can do branded content in a movie or in my YouTube video. Branded content is Tanmay but putting a Netflix up in front of his streams. That's branded content at its best. Because people are aware about the brand, okay? Branded content is someone like a Scoop Whoop featuring Amazon Prime ka shows. People think that ये Scoop Whoop खुद से कर रहा है, but they don't know that Amazon Prime is probably paying them 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs just to do one campaign on that particular show.
Or make a video on that.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is your attention is always at A, and even when you think you are scrolling and it's not, it is. And अगर वैसे नहीं हुआ तो किधर और से होगा, but we will definitely get to you, bro.
Dude, there was this. I'll give you a prime example of brand content, right? I didn't even realize that it was branded until someone told me. So I watched a few Indian gaming streamers, Zaya and T-Bone and all of them people. They had a stream in which the title of the stream was KFC and Chill and then Valorant later, which is a game that they play. I was like, cool, that's fine. KFC खा रहे होंगे या मंगा रहे होंगे, chill कर रहे होंगे on stream. That's pretty cool. Later on, Adit मेरे को बोला कि that stream is actually sponsored. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And they were like, yeah, KFC actually sent them food to eat and play online. And I'm like, yo, that's insane. So that's an example of branded content.
Yeah.
हाँ, but is the title में KFC था, okay? But ये जो तन्मय भट्ट का वो Netflix वाला बोला, I thought he just had the cup. I didn't know he got paid to keep the cup सामने.
I mean, there's chances that he was and that he was
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
वही तो बोल रहे, there's no formal definition.
Don't you have to reveal this कि you are sponsored by
It's
someone
not
or
an
something?
ad, no. He's not saying, oh, go watch Netflix shows. No, that's an ad. He's just keeping a Netflix cup in front of him. It may or may not.
Also,
be
you don't have to
sponsored.
disclose that? Wait, I thought you have to disclose everything. Ki if you're getting money from brands, you have to.
See, the videos where he is making in collaboration with Netflix, the Netflix की
हाँ
इसकी
नहीं,
जा
that
रही
I got
That
that.
is
But
an
I
ad.
thought even though अगर कप सामने है तो you have to disclose कि.
That's not advertisement. That's, I would say that's branding. I would say that's what it is. What do you think?
This is just unlocking some new sectors मेरे दिमाग में.
Do you think that qualifies as hashtag ad?
No, I don't think so because
Oh, right.
It's happening in your like मतलब you're not conscious. Yeah, exactly. मतलब वो सामने रख रहा है ताकि people who are watching it relate Tanmay Bhatt's personality to the brand that is
To
Netflix
the
India.
brand. Correct.
Not that they are explicitly sure telling him bro Netflix पे जाके देख मैंने कब रखा है ऐसा उसके चेहरे पे नहीं लिखा है. But it's subconscious thing that is happening in our minds, and that's why it's not advertising. It is advertising at its best, but it can be like categorically called as that.
It isn't
That is
technically an ad.
clever. That is actually काफी ज़्यादा clever.
Yeah.
The fact that I try and stay ऐसा दूर काफी advertising content
You
से,
can't.
like I buy premium stuff जो जहाँ पे भी ads हटा सकता है I do that, and the fact that it's still getting to me is ऐसा fascinating.
See, that's how smart these agencies are getting as well. That's how good they're getting at their work. That's why good agencies deserve like a lot of money. That's what I feel. I've told Gupta as well.
हम लोग को पता है people like Atik won't give us attention and so we need to come up with better ways to poach them for us.
Yeah, or I'm the person who spends money on in-game skins, so like you should definitely cater to me, bro.
But Atik is still right. Do you have? I hate ads. So what I have done is I bought YouTube Premium, तो उधर बिल्कुल ads नहीं आता. Instagram पे now I have like पहले I did it consciously, but अभी वो directly हो जाता है. What I do is जैसे last story पे आएगा ना, I swipe twice. तो जो बीच में का ad है वो skip हो जाता है. तो I do all this stuff and still ऐसा ads पहुंच ही जाता है finally. Now that you say stuff like that कि branding वाला.
वैसा है. So
Damn.
yeah, it's like that. That's where
I'm actually shocked and ऐसा.
अद्वैत का ऐसा पूरा सब दुनिया बदल रहा है.
वो ये होता है ना, ये reality hits you वाला.
Yeah.
It's true. Like usually the best campaigns and the best tweets come from really simple insights. Like the way Adi KFC का बोला, right? KFC तो कहाँ मतलब KFC का brand is about Colonel Sanders and how
yes,
they are very.
That's exactly what I thought.
Exactly, but like they had a small insight about how gamers actually have burgers or stuff like that while they are streaming because they have to do it for a longer period of time, and that's why food is important. So they saw like a very
niche
niche
audience.
Exactly, niche and a very huge market which is untapped.
And I'm telling these streamers do not have one. So they were like, so these streamers play together, right? So T-Bone had like 3,000 live viewers and this Zaya had like 300 live viewers, and they were still getting sponsored and sent food by KFC to eat live on their stream. That's why I was like, how are they getting brands, dude? इतना कम viewership के साथ भी they're getting like deals, and that's why I believed कि नहीं ये लोग खुद से मंगाते होंगे, but someone told me कि it was branded. I was like, damn, that's.
And now that
some
I'm
good
talking
moves.
about brand perception, तो okay, Apple recently launched Apple TV and उनका पूरा shows, right? So I just watched one show, it was called The Morning Show.
मैंने देखा है bro, amazing है.
It's amazing.
Is it comedy?
Okay.
Is it comedy?
And it's not comedy.
Drama.
It's drama. It's about workplace I think it's sexual misconduct.
Oh really?
तो,
अरे बाप रे.
Me Too पे है वो.
The Morning Show sounds very.
किस पे?
काफी.
Me Too moment पे है.
Me Too.
हाँ, Me Too पे, yeah, exactly. Okay, so if you, ये मेरे को बाद में समझा after I read that tweet or something, if you look at it, every person who is bad has an Android phone, and every person who is good will have an iPhone, for sure.
Yeah, they don't give the iPhone to villains because again, brand perception, na bro.
Exactly, and even in movies, Hollywood के, if the person is holding an iPhone जिसमें Apple का logo वगैरह दिख रहा है, they have to take permission Apple. It's something like that कि they won't let iPhones in the hands of villains. There's a lot that goes into it, like वो सब है.
You didn't know this, Goops? I read this long back.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, they do that. They don't do it.
Fuck.
Although Apple, जैसे ही मैं कोई भी Apple TV show start करता, I'm just gonna be bombarded with MacBooks, iMacs, and iPads and iPhones. Like that is for sure.
Obviously, dude.
It's like a 1.5 hour Apple card.
Apple Card, yeah, and you watch it with.
And I don't mind watching Apple cards. Honestly, I go to that YouTube page bar when I just watch ads. Apple cards because I love.
So again, because they have like a great agency which creates these amazing concepts, right? So
I forgot the name of agency.
TBWA. It's called
AVWA.
TBWA Chiat or something.
Oh, TBWA. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Beach mein they had some 3 and then stage of games and removed everyone and they just work with one agency now, if I'm not wrong.
I think Apple's agency, like US वाला बोल रहा हूँ मैं. I think it's TBWA/Chiat करके एक है. अधिक check करेगा.
अच्छा, okay, you're saying me now. I thought there are two different companies.
No.
TBWA Chat Day, yeah.
Chat Day, yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Subsidiary है TWA का, yeah.
I think the best brands have like one agency throughout. मतलब Burger King has David Miami, which is like David Ogilvy का subset or something like that.
Subset.
But, yeah.
So yeah,
that's so cool. Like I would never. Okay, for companies as big as Apple and ये सब, right? Apple, Google. I always thought they will have internal departments responsible for this, but. Okay,
there are internal departments.
There are internal. Like Apple hires copywriters, designers, art directors because it's a big company too. They need to like ad agencies are for big projects like which have bigger timelines, bigger deadlines, and like solve for bigger business problems. Apple, a company like Apple will have an internal team to like solve for stuff like
everyday applications,
exactly.
Like a small paper ad for the iPhone or like a tweet or like an announcement, छोटा सा वैसा.
Okay, I have a question about tweet. अभी tweet का topic आ गया है तो. When a brand tweets and okay, you read it as a human person only. Okay, उस दिन वो banana वाला example था. I forgot what the tweet was, but banana के लिए banana लगा. Okay, something like that. Who does that? Like I don't know. Are 10 people responsible for it? It's just one person. Just
they can tell you very well, yeah.
Bro, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but like one person was responsible for that. That person might be on this call.
Wait, it was you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that post.
Wait, nahi.
Arey bro, what?
So you manage Swiggy ka Twitter?
Yup, not manage, but like I am one
that
of the
writers. That
writers.
would have been helpful introduction, mein buddy.
He creates content for it.
Oh, so you click the post button?
I don't click the post button.
वही तो बोल रहा है. He's not that person.
अच्छा, okay.
See, like there are a lot of titles in advertising.
वही तो मैं पूछ रहा था. Is there one person with a phone? रात को मैं बहुत अकेला है. I'm just gonna tweet this or something. That is my question.
नहीं, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं.
Advait, the thing is that you think that one person is like extremely bored. यार girlfriend के साथ breakup का चल Swiggy पे tweet. It's not like the way it happens. This like these tweets are very like मतलब put in a calendar first. They are approved by the client and then they are
you
put.
thought about
very synthetic,
posting
very
that
synthetic.
3 days ago or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Time.
बराबर.
Oh, because they seem as on the spot.
Exactly, Advait. That's the whole point. That's the point of advertising, buddy. They should look very organic.
Dude, I am
very
legit shocked on another level. पहले वो ad वाला, वो branding वाला, and now this.
Advait is like bamboo.
Dude, that tweet was good. Okay, like I think I retweeted it into someone retweet. I think you only retweeted.
I only do it.
You all retweeted, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I mean, how lonely are you? ये सोचने के लिए पहले तो. But it was like, I was just like I would follow Swiggy ऐसा 2-3 और tweets के बाद. Like,
कितना हाई स्टैंडर्ड पे Advait का ऐसा और 2-3 लगेगा उसको फॉलो करने के लिए.
But okay, another good. अभी advertising का बात कर रहा है. There's a company called D Brand. Do you guys know D Brand?
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
I don't. What is it?
It's one of those companies that have a very edgy sort of brand image.
Of course.
It's like Wendy's but for tech people.
So what they do is they make skins for tech devices, phones, वगैरह ये.
That's all they do.
And
Just make
they-
skins. That's it. Skins.
And they don't hold back. Like that is what I know.
I remember this. Is it that brand that like ऐसा gave it back to a customer जिसने ऐसा कुछ तो बहुत
They do
अलग
it all the time.
It is their everyday
Yeah,
task. They do it every day.
Twitter
It's
पे
not
fail-
something special
Twitter
for
fail देते हैं
them.
भाई, my God.
हाँ.
So they have that kind of.
So even that is thought out now that I think it always looks like एक person ये कर रहा है who's very savage and who's really good at what he does and it's paid well. But now that I think it's a team which decides कि okay ये reply
It
देते हैं.
definitely goes, yes. Every
Yeah.
reply, I'm sure, goes like a screening process. I'm sure that.
बहुत.
I mean, and having an edgy Twitter account is so hard because
It's
you have
very
to walk that line
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
कि This is too much and this is too less wala. And I don't know.
But then again, in many cases, they've gradually built up the image such that their audience wants it in some way. Like they follow it.
They
from
have
that.
a bigger line to
Yeah,
walk
they
on.
have. The line is broader.
Yeah.
Love.
People follow Zomato for like edgy memes or like because they think that ये तो meme page है ये कहाँ business है.
Correct, correct.
They follow it because it's like Zomato is very fucking beautiful in building a community like that. So they follow it for that.
And then again, subconsciously they associate Zomato positively, and they subconsciously click on the Zomato app when they're ordering food.
हाँ भाई
It
because
all
okay,
works very.
I fell in Swiggy का trap में पहले ही. Like I always order Swiggy से. हमेशा I don't know why. I have Zomato Pro तब भी मैं Swiggy से order करता था.
ये देख नरेंद्र ने Zomato Pro दिया इसलिए मैं वहाँ से
हाँ
order करता हूँ.
नरेंद्र को मत
मैं
बताना
Swiggy से
but
करता हूँ.
Zomato Pro के बाद भी मैं Swiggy से ही order. I love the UI उसका. ठीक है I love the
Yeah.
UI. And okay, what they do is उनके UI में ये थोड़ा मेरा फील्ड हो गया so I'm gonna blabber about. Okay, UI में starting में right there are dishes and वो dishes का shadow is the dish blurred out. And so it's not a black shadow, it's the glow उसके नीचे का.
Correct.
And I was sold there. I'm like, okay, मैं इधर से order करेगा. They made glowing shadows, मैं उधर से order.
This
Like
is-
that is what sold me on Swiggy.
Yeah.
But once I saw उनका social media stuff, it does. I mean, now that you say it, it is obviously obviously. But
yeah, until
पहले
someone
it was-
points it out, it's not obvious. ऐसा.
So you like the social media or you don't like the social media? I'm still
I love उनका social media, obviously.
बेचारा. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the episode. I wish we could
हाँ,
talk
we
more,
went
but
all
like,
advertising. क्या abruptly end हो गया? मैं कुछ था ये अभी talk. क्या
yeah, I mean, ऐसा हर episode में था कि और बात करना है, but नहीं कर सकते obviously.
बराबर.
Because as we're talking about in the entire episode, we want to retain attention for as long as possible, and that will
Yeah.
the chances will go down the longer the episode is. So thank you for giving us your attention so far, guys.
You can't click away if the video is too short.
Wait. So yes, we try to talk as much as possible about advertising and how it overlaps with technology and social media. I hope it's relevant to the podcast, and if it isn't, I hope it becomes in the future, because that's what we're gonna.
If it isn't, I don't care. I just learned advertising.
Yeah.
मेरे को भी hit करता है तो.
Exactly. You learned a lot of new things. I hope that brings value. If you have any comments related to it, or even related to advertising and technology, put it in the below. Put
Comment
it below.
section.
Yeah, put it in the comment
Yeah.
section. If you're watching this on YouTube,
But thank you so much, Gupte, for spending so much time with us. We're sorry इतना delay हो गया था podcast. And you wanna plug your socials and stuff?
Follow me on Twitter. It's Gupte Atharva on Twitter and feed.gupli on Instagram.
if you really wanna see Gupte's post, you should follow Swiggy on Twitter. And
God, no. No, guys.
Dude, now
please.
every time Gupte retweets my
Okay,
Swiggy tweet, I'm gonna be like, okay, ये बना है.
Yeah. Advait, that is basically the case because like मेरे को याद रखना है कौन सा tweet मैंने लिखा है इसलिए retweet them so that like बाद में I can find all of them in one place. So I just have
Oh, अच्छा.
So I can
You
like
don't keep as a portfolio ready अपना.
yeah, my Twitter is my portfolio. I just want to want people to find everything in one place. मतलब जो भी मैं brand tweets में retweet किया most of them should have been done by me.
Okay, so if I go to your Twitter, don't retweet out. मैं बस अभी देखने वाला है what
हाँ
have you
देख
done?
देख बिंदास जज कर I am mentally prepared now.
But yeah, you can check out the audio versions of this podcast on Google, Spotify, Mixer. No, not Mixer. Sorry, Mixer is shut down by the way.
Dude, this guy hates Microsoft on another level.
Okay, let's not
We'll
digress.
cover that in the
Let
next
me- let me
podcast
do
of
the
the
outro.
time,
Let
yeah.
me do the outro. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube. We have a clips channel, link in the description. Follow me on Instagram, Atik Kursi. Follow Advait on Instagram as Life of Advait. And all relevant links in the description. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with another guest.
If we don't mess up another
if we don't mess up
so.
another recording, we'll be back with another one next week. And until then, don't forget to keep unengineered. Don't forget to get unengineered.
Get unengineered. Wow.
Best of our own hashtag, guys.
बहुत experimenting हो रहा है.